They played outstanding defense, and certainly, if you look at the stats, sometimes statistics can be misleading. What do I mean by that? So they shot 44%, and that's pretty good, but really it's probably 60-something% because of all the times we fouled. So their execution was terrific, played a great game. We didn't play great because they made us not play great. So they deserve the credit. It was a good victory for them, certainly. And this is anybody's, by the time we get to the tournament, when you're in a one-bid league, it's anybody's game. We could win it, Siena could win it, certainly St. Peter's and all these teams, anybody could win it on any given night. So they deserve a lot of credit for the way they played. And certainly it wasn't that we played poorly, it's just that they made us play poorly.
Questions?
Yeah, Rick, you guys get up right after halftime by 10, 42-32. Just what kind of goes wrong at that point for
Well, we made some silly fouls with our defense. We forced some things offensively. And some of our older players did not play well tonight. They forced it too much. Rather than move the basketball, they forced it too much. And they wind up, when you force things, you wind up shooting a low percentage. And our three seniors who have been terrific most of the season did not play well tonight. That's a learning experience for them.
Rick, he held games to nothing, no points at your place. What did you see from him tonight with the 21?
I thought the whole team played well. They were very focused. They got to the foul line, which was key. The only reason it was tied at halftime was they missed their free throws. I think they were 2 for 9 or something like that. So they go to, in the second half, they wind up shooting 36 free throws. Any other normal coach would blame the referees. Everyone was a foul. Everyone was a foul. We fouled on everyone. So that's good offense when you get to the line. So I don't go home making excuses. Oh, if we had better refereeing. Refereeing was terrific. We fouled them.
Rick, a couple of weeks ago, when you beat these guys, one of the questions that was coming up was whether you guys could run the table in the MAC, and now it's a much different scenario now. What changed between
I never thought we could run the table. And the reason I say that is because this is really the first season we played. I think we played a limited schedule last year, won it, but this is our first year. We have a lot of new players. The talent is not where I want it to be, but we've played a very tough schedule. Very tough. We've played Kansas, we've played Liberty, we've played Alabama. We've played some really good teams. Yale was terrific. Harvard was very good. So we played Appalachian State was excellent. So I never thought we'd go undefeated because I send a newsletter out to all our boosters that donate money each game. And every game on a 1 to 10 scale, I rate our offense and defenses. I've never one time, even with the great win against Alabama, rated anything above a 6. Nothing above a 6. Where my Louisville teams, I would always give them a 7, 8, 9. My Kentucky teams would give them 9, 10. And that's not based on talent. It's based on execution, offensively and defensively. So I've never, ever looked at it as going undefeated. It's a nice goal to have. We'd like to win the league, which we can possibly do. But they played terrific. It's not that we played poorly. They played terrific. And you always get, coaches sometimes always have sour grapes. Oh, they blame the refs, they blame this, they blame that. No, you got to give credit where credit's due. They outplayed us, they deserve the victory.
I was curious, your teams over the years haven't played Siena very many times. Did you ever happen to have any flashbacks to 2009 in the NCAA tournament when they kind of gave a scare to you guys?
Well, that was this is not a great team. That was a great team. You're talking about a great Siena team that, could play with anybody in the country. I knew that before the game. So this is not a great Siena team.
You just kind of the circumstances, though, in the second half when it kind of got...
No, not at all. I take every game going back for what they were. That was a great Siena. I was real proud that we won that game because they were terrific. But that team is nowhere near them, and certainly the team that beat that team, we're a lot better. I wish I had that team back here.
Rick, it's obviously easy to say we want to get the mistakes out of the way now before the MAC tournament begins, but looking forward, I mean, is it kind of nice to get this kind of game knowing that there's a good chance you could see these guys again come MAC tournament?
You know, the crowd was great. They played terrific. I don't care who we play. You know, I've got so much respect for every team in the league. So I don't, whether St. Peter's could beat us, Monmouth was an overtime game. Matter of fact, we played Marist and Fairfield. Both of them could have beat us. We came back in the waning minutes and had a 21-3 run at Marist to win the game. So we were down 8 late. So no, it's anybody could beat us. We're not a great basketball team, but we've played a great schedule. We really have, and we're going to continue to play a great schedule. If you look at it, you know, it's like we were winning. We were like ranked in that net. We were ranked like 40 or something like that. And every win we were going 43, 45. We were going the wrong way with wins. So the conference is not very strong in the net, and so we got to continue to play a strong schedule. We will. We've played a very strong schedule.
So you've got a quick turnaround. You're playing Monmouth on Sunday at home. So how does a game like this kind of prepare you after, like you just said, Monmouth was an overtime?
I think you just give credit to the winning team. So many times, you know, coaches and teams just make excuses. Excuses, I've always believed, are signs of weakness. They were better than us tonight. You give them the credit and you move on. If we play them again, you make the right changes. And certainly we will, but give them credit. They played terrific tonight. And, you know, the shooting percentage is much higher. You know, when you go to the line that many times, 36 times, and you shoot 44%, you're having a hell of an offensive night. And we shoot 35%, only get to the line 16 times. So we're not having a very good offensive night. And we're one of the high-scoring teams in the league, so you got to give their defense a lot of credit as well.
Coach, after the game down there, you observed that Siena has a very good fan base. Was the atmosphere today kind of what you expected, or was it even more so?
They've always had a great fan base, you know, Siena. It's always been that way. You know, they have the best fan base in the league. You know, sometimes you'll play in front of 300-400 people on the road. So this is fun, you know, to see that. It reminds me of being back at Louisville. You know, it's fun. I wish that the rest of the teams had more of a following like Siena, but you know, it's a great following, and the students come in. I don't know how far the campus is, but they got to get on the bus. You know, the school tonight gave them gifts and promised everybody who shows up at the game an A in one of their courses. So it's not you know, they buy grades for fans. I am kidding. I'm kidding.
Coach Pitino,
Yes.
it seemed like the momentum for your team shift a little bit under the 10-minute mark where Anthony Gaines drives to the basket and has an and-one. From that point, it seemed like Siena exploited your defense by driving to the basket.
Yeah, we had an 8 or a 10-point lead and made some really bad fouls in that situation. And you know, our 3 seniors didn't play well tonight because they didn't pass the ball enough. Great teams pass the ball. All my great Kentucky and Louisville teams, even though I had a lot of talent, they were always great passing teams. And prior to tonight, we've been a very high assist, good passing team, and we weren't tonight. We kept trying to go one-on-one and got very frustrated. So we did not play like a smart, intelligent basketball team that moves the ball, goes backdoor against pressure. But give them credit. I really enjoyed the way they played tonight. They did an outstanding job. They had good talent. And sometimes, you know, when you take that many transfers, it just takes time. It just takes time. They don't all click right away. So they're starting to click right now. They've won 5 out of 6. And they've got excellent talent. And they're going to get better and better.
Anything else?
Nice seeing everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.